Hello everyone and welcome to our video series. And today we are going to talk about long-distance relationships. Now, long-distance relationships, I know it is not for everyone because it is much harder to maintain the closeness when someone you love is not near you. So it takes far more work and dedication to make this work than a normal relationship. So what I would suggest when you are actually entering a long-distance relationships, you love the person, you really want to give this a try, I think the most important thing really to do in the beginning would be to set the boundaries. It's very difficult, I know, to talk about, especially if you don't know the person, but I would really suggest you sit down together or over Skype or over email and discuss what each of you wants out of this relationship. So, for example, you definitely should talk about the things such as boundaries, like as if, like, are you exclusive, or are you going to see other people, or what's going on, what the other person wants out of this relationship, because it's no good if one of you thinks this is serious, the other one thinks, well, this is just something for me to do in a free time. You don't want to get hurt in the long run, so I think it's really important to discuss this. Now, also, I would say talk about what happens when the relationships gets really serious. Would one of you be willing to move closer to the other person? I think this is really important to consider as well. So obviously there are positives and negatives to be in a long-distance relationships. Positives being, well, you really have the time to get to know the other person better. But you really have to spend time as well to sort of make an effort to get to know that person. So I would say really talk to each other more than once a day. If the phone calls are expensive, for example, if the other person lives abroad, okay, do the Skype call, it doesn't cost anything. Do emails, write emails to each other, but I would suggest detailed emails. Telling the other person about your hobbies, your day, your work, because don't forget, this is still a relationship, so your loved one should be there for you when you have problems, when you have good times, bad times. So don't be afraid and discuss anything you really want to discuss, as if the other person was there in the same country or in the same city for you. Talk about things like, would you have children together, what you would do together, and sort of like build up the excitement of meeting. Because obviously there will be times when you meet, one of you will travel to see each other, and you really want it special, you really want the motivation going, so it's important to really work at this. Negatives of being in a long-distance relationships, well, they're quite obvious, you do not have that closeness that you would have if the person lived close to you, the physical closeness is missing. But this can all be there when you actually meet, so, it's really important that you weigh the pros and cons of this relationship, whether it's for you or it isn't for you. Another setback in a relationship like this can be jealousy and lack of trust. Now, because obviously you don't know where the person goes all the time. You don't know, for example, if he or she doesn't answer the phone call straight away, you might get worried what the person is up to. Very important to build the foundations of trust, because like with any other relationships, if there is no trust, this relationship cannot work. So I think this is really important as well. Trust the person. I think it's really important to go into relationship with thinking, well, this person is innocent until proven guilty. It works whether this relationship is normal relationship or long-distance relationship. Now, very important thing to remember is that if this relationship is not going to work, it doesn't really matter where the person is, whether he lives 5 minutes from you or in a different country. If it's meant to work, it will work. Now, I know quite a few people that made this relationship work, long-distance relationship. I actually had a friend who fell in love with an American girl. And for 3 years, they were just emailing and Skyping and visiting each other. And now they are happily married. So really it can work, but as I say, make an effort, send gifts. Even small gift would make the day special for the other person. Just let him or her know that you think about her all the time. Do not let the distance dampen the relationships and keep the chemistry going. I think even a little flirting is okay over the phone or Skype. watch movie together, talk about things that you will do together when you meet. So there are a lot of things you can do, and for more information we will keep you posted about more tips and further instructions on how to keep this going. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.